What are you guys looking for, then?
Hey, we don't
Anything you can make a buck off of.
Look at all the wagons out there. This is our pick.
Whoa.
It would need $3,000.
Well, that's a lot.
The box is great, the radio's crap.
Since you're a low baller.
That's Mr. Low Baller to you.
Scott, I found the ultimate cigar box for you.
I'm Scott Cozens,
I'm Sheldon Smithens.
and we're pickers. We travel all over Canada, coast to coast, from the West Rocky Mountains to the Eastern Shores and all the back roads in between, looking for hidden gems in people's basements, attics, and barns. Sometimes we take a gamble, trust in our gut to make a buck.
Just like the people we meet, every story is different.
It's not junk to us.
How do you make $2,000 in the antique business? Start with 5.
Yeah, I was Yikes.
Wow.
Wow. Sheldon and I are very different people. He came up through the auction ranks, where I came up through the collecting ranks.
And that's killer, isn't it?
I'm looking for things that have stood the test of time.
Oh, I love it.
I'm not looking for anything that came with a little cardboard box around it.
That's where all the money is. Come on. Oh, I want that.
Look at the smile on his face.
I don't really care what anyone thinks about whether I'm buying junk or not. Just sell me your junk bin. We spend a ton of time together. The only thing is that Sheldon is a terrible, terrible driver.
Yeehaw!
I want to stop for coffee before we do that pick. I gotta have my wits about me.
Hey, let me grab the map. Let's climb the day.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I wonder if the train's running.
This place hasn't changed at all, has it?
There you go, guys.
Thanks.
And we'll head down the Cowboy Trail.
That's a nice drive, actually. We're heading over towards sort of the mining territory, right?
Exactly.
Bellevue.
Yeah, this is virgin territory. Yeah. And then as we go a little bit farther east here, we get into more cowboy country, Western memorabilia.
Nice, too.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
And behave yourself.
Thank you. I always do.
It's a beautiful morning in southern Alberta. The skies have opened, the sun is shining, and we've got a pick to be had. But I've got some good news for you.
What's that?
An old family friend, Manny, gave me a call. His parents have now passed away. They're selling the house. He's got some things he wants to sell, including a totem pole.
Wow.
Yeah, big one.
How big?
Too big to put in the house.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Because for every big totem pole, you'll see 500 little totem poles. To have a chance at a big one, that makes me excited.
Not that size matters.
It's not the size, it's how it gets used.
This is us right here. All right.
Oh, there's a totem pole. It's a big one.
Yeah, I'm impressed already.
As soon as I walked up the driveway, I saw the totem pole. And that's big, it's loud, and it's old. You look at it and you say, wow.
How you doing?
That seemed to have caught someone's eye.
Well, it's an interesting thing. Where'd it come from?
It came from around the Banff corridor.
Alberta?
So my dad was into the native stuff, and
Did he have it made for him, or did you just find it somewhere?
No, he bought it.
When I looked at the totem pole, as soon as I came up the driveway, I said, that's a white man totem pole. It looks not so much carved by a native. You normally don't see Indians in headdresses on Indian totem poles. They had animals. They had the spirit world more so than individuals. It was the weirdest totem pole I have ever seen, and it's a little bit naughty.
It's interesting how the artist has used the knots.
Yeah, I find that quite interesting how they use the knots. Yeah.
This was out at their country home, and then when that country home was sold, it brought it here and put it into concrete.
Canadians love totem poles. Native people like them, non-native people like them, collectors like them, decorators like them. I love totem poles.
What's it gonna take for us to walk home with a totem pole here today?
Well, I was thinking in somewhere 750, 800, somewhere in the 750 range. Is that pretty strong?
Well,
That's pretty strong,
Pretty
Scott?
steep.
I know Scott really wants that totem pole.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's one of those things where if it's a native one, that might not be a bad deal, but I just got my doubts.
Sorry.
I can see 350, 400, something
Yeah, I was
like
going
that.
to say 400 too. Would you consider that?
I really want it, but I want to get it for a good price.
Well, like the way I'm looking at it is if I don't sell it, then it's gonna have to go with the house, and I'd rather sell it.
I got a guy in mind for it, and I think he's really going to want that totem pole.
So 4 1/4, and you guys could haul it away right now.
We're not leaving without that if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, 4 1/4?
4 1/4.
Okay.
All right, I want the top
It's
half
gonna
if
come
it
out
breaks in
easy.
half.
Let's wriggle it a little more. There we go.
Keep going.
There we go.
Keep going.
Oh, man.
I think we got her. She's out.
She's out. I think I ripped my shirt.
No,
Yeah.
she's coming in.
There we go.
Well, that's the gamble of the day. I didn't buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I bought a totem pole.
Hey, thanks again.
Take care.
Close the door
All right.
on this pick.
All right, on to the next one.
I'm driving. Now we've got one of the toughest challenges you'll ever have as a picker, and that's trying to pick from a collector, because they love their stuff. Doran's notorious around these parts for having a ton of stuff, a ton of carriages, Western gear, saddles. I hear he's even got a stagecoach.
Doran could be our kind of guy. I don't know about you, but I'm pumped. Oh yeah, look at all the wagons out there. This is our pick.
I was a little concerned when I rolled up and saw all the stuff. That does not speak to me as somebody that's a seller. Okay, here we are. Biggest challenge with dealing with people that are collectors is they almost always buy at a higher price. They don't like to sell, and when they do, they want top dollar for everything they sell.
I'm Sheldon.
Doran, this is my wife, Tara.
Hi, Tara. How are you doing?
So do people see you from the highway?
Oh, yes, we get a few coming in saying, just wondered if you had a wagon wheel for sale.
Yeah. And what do you say?
No. She always says that my funeral's gonna be at 11 and the auction will be at 2. I might as well take you where it all began. My mom was kind of a collector, you know. She never threw anything away. Maybe it gets in your blood that way, I'm not sure.
It's certainly gotten in your blood.
There's 385 tons of wagon stuff in here. All my parts are numbered. I know where everything is.
Is that right? So do people bring these to you, or do you
I get
you
people
go hunt for them?
bringing them to me. I was kind of a bad boy for a while. There wasn't an auction sale that I wasn't scanning and looking for wagon parts. And now I look at it and say, why did I do all of this?
Let's see some of the other collections. Whoa! When he opened the doors to those carriages, wow, that looks like an old stagecoach.
Yeehaw.
I immediately fixated on the old West-style carriage. That I love. Wow, this is great.
You always want to be the driver, right, Scott? I got to ask you about the hearse.
So we've used this for quite a few funerals, and we used it for my father, and this is the nicest riding vehicle we have, which makes no sense. Like, folks are...
It's the final ride. It might as well be a
but
good
I
one.
mean, it's not quite for sale yet, but...
Well, I'm not ready to go in it either.
We're here to pick. We want to find some stuff we can buy and sell.
Come on in.
I've always loved anything that has anything to do with advertising. Looking for stuff with really interesting graphics and optics on it. What about the axle grease tin?
Well,
They've got that nice carriage wheel. They've got little Art Nouveau borders around them. Well, give me a sense as to what you'd like.
well, let's walk.
Okay.
This one you wouldn't part with.
No.
Nice gauntlets.
Yeah.
Would you part with them?
And this looks like an axe. You know what? It's got a good look to it.
Well,
What would you want to get out of that one? That's interesting. That's deer hooves.
Yeah. Give us a price.
What is it?
it's a hide scraper, and it's not for sale.
Okay.
Sorry.
Doran's a great guy, but he's just not ready to sell. Now, what would you want for that?
Well, you know, that's a royal crown.
How about a bottle of Crown Royal?
Well, that'd start for lubricating me to make a deal.
I had this in mint condition.
Yeah, and it's $400.
Yeah.
As it is, it's $5.
Um,
If Doran wants to sell it,
no. For $5, I'll leave it hanging on the wall.
I figured you'd say that.
Now, there's probably a lot of people that said, why didn't he sell that?
What would you want for the ladies and men's signs?
Oh.
You can't be thinking that hard about it. I mean, they are just signs.
The
for a
first thing I
washroom.
have to think about is parting with it. The second thing I think about is how
You're
much.
having a little bit of
Well,
parting
You guys have to
difficulties.
understand that I rarely sell stuff. When you collect that item, you're not thinking about selling it. You're thinking about keeping it. And I'm not sure when that time kicks in where it's now time to start parting with all this stuff.
Let's get her going. Let's
Yeah.
initiate it. And, you don't have a problem with that, do you?
Not a problem at all. I know where the bathroom is.
But my wife suggests it needs to be soon.
$5 each is what I'd offer on them.
Deal.
All right.
Well, we got to start the day somewhere.
Okay.
There we go.
That's the hardest part, is getting the start.
Yeah.
More than anything else, I bought those signs just to get them going.
What about the transit case there?
That's kind of neat.
Is the transit in it?
No. Is fitted to hold a transit. So those guys you see doing the leveling at the side of the road, that's the specialty box that would hold a scientific instrument inside. We'll leave you the contents.
Okay.
It's a package deal.
Well, Tara was a real benefit to us because Tara is the one that in the background is giving him the eye signals that says, move it along. Because otherwise, I don't think he'd move anything.
Hit us with your best shot, Doran.
Oh, the bottom's a little rough on it.
Yep, well, I've handled transit boxes before. Stripped down, they look pretty good, nice oil job. Not gonna get rich on that.
$5.
Done. Let's keep the ball rolling.
You interested in selling them?
Sure.
$5? Got a deal?
$5, we have a deal.
Perfect. What's the story, Doran, on the little Indian head? What would you want for that?
You tell me what
What, you want me to be buyer and seller?
Cast aluminum.
Obviously, it's screwed onto the side of something, but what is the question?
Yeah, good question.
That's what I've always been trying to figure out.
But it is a neat thing. It'll look good on a wall.
What would you want for something like that?
Oh, probably $60.
Oh! I was gonna say 20.
Okay, well, you can come back to my funeral auction.
From my perspective, he just wanted too much for that Indian head.
Would you say 30?
No.
He's hard.
Yeah.
But the problem for me was I liked it. So where are we going?
We got a little room to move.
Well, what if I move down to 50?
Scott spotted that branding iron.
I didn't see this the first time.
Hey,
It's got an S in it.
and that's our logo. We'll just strike it twice. Bingo!
What are you looking for on this?
Well, that's pretty special initial.
It wasn't till a couple minutes ago. How about, tell you what, 55 for the pair.
Done deal.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Just when we thought we saw it all,
This is my tack shed here. I've accumulated some leather goods.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow, have you ever? First thing you see when you walk in that tack shed is all that stuff.
This is just kind of everything and anything. I've got an old-timer Great West. This is one that is really comfortable. A guy can do a lot of miles on that.
That saddle was unbelievable. You don't see Northwest Territories saddles very often for Alberta. Great maker, Great West Saddlery.
Just don't find the old high backs.
It had been reconditioned a little bit.
With the original tools, though, which is great.
Yeah,
Original stamp.
fantastic.
Is that something that you'd be interested in moving?
I would part with it, but it would take some,
Crown Royal?
a lot. Probably shares in the company.
So what are you talking?
Well, a saddle like that, if I was to say goodbye to that today, it would need $3,000.
Well, that's a lot. I'll give you that much.
Yeah?
Well, the problem for us is, Doran, that's a good price on it if you're a collector, but for us to make some money on it.
You know it's here.
Now, I noticed over there you've got a bridle. Now that I know him a little bit, I'm looking for things that aren't up front, things that are sort of in a box or hidden behind, because then that tells me he's maybe not that attached to it. There's 3 of them with the pimpy ones.
The pimpy ones.
Let's see if we can do a ballpark price.
You want to do a package deal?
Package deal.
Oh, this has got a dog.
Man, Doran, you got too much tact.
Oh, this has got a deer.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, 125?
$100, you got a deal.
Well, okay, we'll do that. You visited the tack room, there you go.
Hey, Doran, what about that boot jack? I'm gonna use it.
Make me an offer.
How's 30 bucks?
Sold.
Done. Well, I'll be taking my boots off with that boot jack, and I'll think of Scott and Doran and Tara every time I do.
We'll see if we can find you some other goodies.
Would that be up for grabs?
That's my Dempster horse. You know what those are? The weights off of the old Dempster windmills.
Ooh,
And they made horses, they made a rooster.
So where would they date from?
Oh, 1920s or earlier. So there's not a lot of those around. They did become windmill targets. You can see the bullet hole in through the, look at the bullet holes. See, they'd put rocks in those for weight, eh? And if they hit the horse with a high-powered rifle, it would just shatter it.
So what would you want for that?
Those are pretty collectible. That's Canadiana history, well, actually prairie history. I'd have to have 4.5.
That's a tempting thing. It's a great looking thing.
That is a good one, isn't it?
That seems a bit steep. See, I could do 300 on it.
Why don't we go to... That's an original cast iron Dempster, bullet holes. Three and a half.
3.5?
3.5 done.
Okay, that's another deal.
We did get some stuff, and if it hadn't been for that horse, I would have been a little disappointed. But that sort of helped me make this pick worthwhile.
Here.
There we go.
It's been entertaining.
You know, it's a tough call what we're going to get for it. I think, though, that it's a quality item. Perfect. And I'll get another one from here just so we can get the size of it.
I think we'll find a buyer for that. We'll have to do some phone calls, maybe see if we can get it appraised.
Perfect.
That'll do her. Let's load her up. What about a hood ornament? Pop it on top of the box here.
Hey, Sheldon. Should have checked that a little closer. There's not much left at the bottom of that box.
Oh, yeah. What do you expect for $5, Scott? I think I almost paid $5 for coffee this morning, so I can't go too far wrong. So this has been real fun.
The time with Sheldon and Scott, they wanted to wander through buildings and rummage through boxes. It's like quality time.
Away we go.
That's one of the best private collections I've encountered for a long time, and that was worth seeing and making the stop and the trip just to see that.
See you later.
And we've got another pick to go to, so we've got some room in the truck. It's getting a little confusing here.
You're the navigator. Doran suggested we stop in and see Elaine. He's got really cool 50s things and some radios. It's always my hope to find a beautiful radio in somebody's possession. We've only got a bit of time to deal with Elaine because he's shutting down, the light's going. So this is going to be a speed pick.
Whoa, Scott. Scott, easy, buddy.
Just navigate, don't talk. The only thing I'm worried about is that horse, because if it tipped over and hit hard, we might lose our biggest investment there. The only problem with what Doran told us about Elaine is Elaine's a picker.
I have this church here, and I figure, well, I can use it for my storage for now, for my picking. And you never have enough room. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's tough to pick from a collector. It's really tough to pick from a picker.
I'm thinking it's that church right, what used to be a church.
Oh, here. Well, let's see what we can get.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So the place is a bit of a mess.
Hey, we like it messy.
Wow, there's some old stuff in here.
I've been a picker all my life. What I collect the most is antique building material from Alberta.
Wow.
I love taking apart old farmhouse for the lumber, for the molding, the baseboard, the doors, fireplace, mantles.
Scott knows what he's looking for. He's a pro. He knows his radios, and if there's a good one to be had, he'll find it. Oh, man, I'd like to buy something.
Well, that's why I'm looking quickly here. We don't have much time.
What are you guys looking for, though?
Oh, you know,
Hey, we don't
anything
know.
you can make a buck off of.
There is a technique that when we go in to buy, we don't necessarily zero in and tip our hand that a certain item is the primo item of the whole sale.
Strategically, I didn't express too much interest in those radios, but I didn't want one of the better things to be the first deal.
Pair of cowboy boot lamps.
Look at that Calgary Stampede wallpaper.
Never seen that before.
I'm guessing this paper is 50s, 40s?
Yeah, 40s it looks like to me. Huh, fantastic.
That's a pity.
There's more stuff over here, eh?
Well, let's look. Holy smokes, there's some light fixtures in here. Let me just peek around the corner here.
That's a great lamp base. Elaine, what would you need for that?
20.
20 bucks?
Yeah.
Sold.
Your partner bought something.
Yeah.
He did?
I broke the ice.
Is the van empty?
That would be telling.
You'd love to fill our van up, wouldn't you? Elaine is just like us. He likes history. He'll buy and sell anything and turn it over at a profit.
If he's got a good thing, he wants a good dollar for it. What are you looking to get out of the box of tins?
Why don't you make me an offer for the whole box?
I would go 20 on the 3.
Come on, that's too low. Look at this peanut one.
You see, it's the boring one, though, right?
You guys are lowballing me.
What do you expect? We're trying to make some money on it. He's starting high, and I'm lowballing him every time. And then he gives me this look like he's just offended by my offer. It's the dance you have to do sometimes. So I'm going to look around and see what else you got. Let's see. That's an old store tin, but unfortunately, it's really rough. This would be from the 1920s or so, probably, this tin. So what would you want for that tin in that condition?
Okay, since you're a low baller,
That's Mr. Lowballer to you.
Mr. Low Baller,
Yeah?
yeah. I probably paid 25 for it.
You did not.
Well, you know, you can't expect to find them always mint, you know?
He does the dance just for fun. Okay, now, are these radios?
No, those are my income tax.
Oh, you said you had
Scott was
boxes.
like looking for stuff that can flip quickly, which is okay with me. I do the same.
You know Scott's interested in radios.
Radios?
Yeah.
I got about 200 radios.
200? Where are they?
I got boxes and boxes of them.
You have boxes and boxes of them.
Like this towel,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
have more in here. For a while, I was buying any radios. If it was $10, I would buy it. As long as it's got color, plastic, and it looks good on the shelf.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, here's a Marconi. It's colorful, and it's Canadian.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like that. That's called Beetle. I was pumped when I saw them, and then every box I opened, there was more radios and better radios. The best thing I've ever bought is at a garage sale, and there was a radio. I paid 40 bucks for it. It's probably worth 1,400 bucks. You got some neat radios, though, here. So what? You never did give me the price per radio.
Well, it's kind of, they're all different, right?
Why?
But,
Why are they different?
that's hot. That's a hot radio. Look at the color on there.
It's black.
Motorola.
Black isn't a color. He's trying to build these things up like they're Fabergé Easter eggs. And I'm trying to beat them down like they're something that was dug out of the ground.
They call that beetle
Beetle.
plastic.
It's got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cracks in it.
Come on.
We both know what they are, and we both know what they're worth, and we're going to get there. How much do you want for these little stand-ups?
These one be 50.
15?
50.
50?
50.
50? When you're dealing with a guy like Elaine who loves the game as much as he loves the stuff, it's all about sort of just positioning yourself.
Look at that.
I can't sell those for 50 bucks. How much for the little guy?
That's the colors that people want. That's 40 bucks. I know, but
But you're charging me retail.
He's a member of the Pickers Union. you got to give a fellow member a break.
See, you got a lot of radios here that I like,
that's another
but the
Motorola.
problem is I got to be able to make money on it.
I know.
Is this the Old Man River?
You're the first person I meet that likes this kind of stuff.
I love this picture. How's 10?
Because I like you, I'll give it to you for 10. Because, you know, you
Does that
really...
mean you don't like me?
Thank you very much.
Ho, 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 ho. Look at this baby here.
Unfortunately, this part of it's toast, right?
It's too bad I have a Catalan one here.
Do you? Let's find it. I'll wait. With rare exception, a Catalan radio is the top of the heap with respect to radios. They start at a couple $100 and they go up to $25,000, $35,000. Let's find that Catalan, because I don't mind paying a good dollar for a good radio.
The Catalan that I have is just a little small. It's called a Tom Tom.
I want it. There's Tom Thumbs and there's Tom Thumb. The way he's describing it, that's a really expensive radio.
You're very persistent.
But it's, oh yeah, it's a different Tom Thumb. So what would you want for that one? Because it's not the one I was thinking of.
$50.
I'm not gonna offer that. So Elaine, what I'd like to do if I could, is I'd like to grab a bunch of radios,
Okay.
put them aside, show you which ones I want, and make you an offer on them.
It's two guys that really know what they're doing, battling it out.
This one he is gonna have to pay. I paid 70 for that one.
I stepped aside and let them do their thing, but I love watching Scott in action.
Play ball! And it's a nice hit into left field.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Something's missing.
Ooh, this is a hot one.
Look at the ding there. Beautiful radio, but broken.
He's rounding first and going on.
That one time was selling at 10 grand on eBay.
Yeah, but that was the TR-55.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
What about that Sony there?
No, it's got a big chunk out of the bottom of it.
Could clean up well.
Like, who, what are you, dreaming?
He's clean past second base. Unbelievable.
Some of these are $10 radios, as you know. Like that one, I mean, come on. It's white, it's chipped. These ones are not exactly the most attractive radio you've ever seen. You gotta admit that.
The one I'm most keen about is that pile here.
Well,
that's a good radio. It's in
The
bad
box
shape.
is great,
Yeah.
the radio's crap.
He's rounding third. It looks like he's going to go for it.
Okay, 32 radios, what are we talking?
Well, that's gonna be hard.
It's too much.
I haven't said a number.
And here he comes.
Let's talk a ballpark number. I'm trying to make money on this,
Yeah.
right? And you're gonna be mad at me when I say this, but I'm gonna say 400 bucks.
400 bucks.
Yeah, I told you you were gonna be
Yeah.
mad at me. It's gonna take you 6 months to make more than 400 bucks on these things.
Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
I tell you, I'll go 500. Or I'll keep these ones and I'll sell it even cheaper.
You picked the best one.
He's sliding, and he's...
So, 450, final offer.
Sold.
Okay.
It's a home run.
We got a deal.
Unbelievable.
Ultimately, we hammered him down at 450, which we thought was a really good price, particularly where he started from. Last load.
Sun's going down.
Sun's going down. I'll take that. We had a great time. We shook hands, smiled. It was
Nice
fun
doing business.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
That was some speed picking.
Faster than I like. Just got to do what you do, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, we won't find too many nicks. Hopefully, it won't look like the bottom of your box that you bought today.
You want to just keep reminding me of that one, don't you?
I know you will when it happens to me. I'm dying to know what those radios are worth. Why don't we give Lauren a call? I've known Lauren for 20 plus years, and Lauren knows pretty much everything there is to know about 50s stuff, retro stuff, and he specializes in radios. I took a couple of pictures. I was pretty sure that we got a good buy on those radios, but I wanted to call Lauren just to make sure. Can you hear me, Lauren?
Yes, sir.
Did you get those pictures of those radios I sent you?
I did. Pretty interesting little collection.
Well, I'm hoping when the dust settles on the radios that we're gonna double out on those for sure. There's a bunch of stuff there. Can you give me an idea?
That little green Marconi?
Yeah?
It's actually green bakelite, probably about $2.50.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, wow.
What about the little Tom Thumb? How's that?
That's not a bad little radio and full. Got to be worth about $100.
Beautiful. I'm pretty happy with that. Can you give me an idea, sort of what you think that we might be able to get for those radios?
I was kind of looking at maybe about $850, $900 retail for the whole thing.
Well, that's pretty good news.
Hey, thanks a lot, Lauren. Hey, fantastic. That sure takes the sting out of the $100 gas bill we just encountered. We're heading to Bellevue. This area of southern Alberta around the Crow's Nest Pass is famous for its ghost towns. So we're going to see some interesting things, I think, today. We've got a pick to be had. We've been contacted by a lady by the name of Bernie. She's got a local history museum, all sorts of mining things from some of the ghost towns around the area. She's moving to the city and wants to sell the whole museum.
Do you know if she sold anything off before we got here?
Apparently not. I think the museum's pretty much intact the way it's been for 35, 40 years.
Wow.
This is Bernie's. It's got a real local flavor to it, and we're going to go in there and see what interests us and see if we can strike up a deal with Bernie.
Hi.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Good morning.
Scott, how are you?
Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Bernie.
Hi, Sheldon. Ready to see some antiques?
We sure are.
We've got quite the collection. My family came here from Italy in 1901. There was 9 children in the family, 3 uncles, grandfathers, and grandmothers, but 95% of the family mined, so we just had a lot of that stuff handed down. Okay, so this used to be our old chicken coop. You watch your step here. The floor
That's a
caved
big
in.
drop, isn't
That
it?
is a big drop. And we'll start in this room probably.
Okay.
Wow. You walk into that first room in the museum, and it hits you. Hard to know where to start. It's just wall-to-wall bottles. Beer bottles, pop bottles, stoneware bottles, you name it.
We had miners and seamstresses and carpenters in the family, so everybody brought a little bit of everything.
Right.
So is everything up for grabs, Bernie, or will you?
Eventually, the collection, they'll probably all go because I can't move it to where I'm going to relocate. I'd like to sell it to someone that'll appreciate it as much as I do.
Yeah, pull some things out that interest us, and away we go. For somebody that wants to move as much merchandise as possible, the best way to approach this kind of a pick is to group the merchandise together and try and work on one lump sum. Hopefully the lump is enough to close the deal. The seltzer bottle, it's the Lethbridge Brewery. Yeah. Hey, Scott, this looks like my last year of high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Right down to
Right
that
down
guy.
to Uncle Ben's, yeah. Do you have any idea where any of this stuff came from?
Most of the bottles were dug up from underground, either in Lille and Pasper.
Yeah, Lille don't exist no more.
It doesn't exist. It was an old mining town.
The mine closed down. The mining company sold off the homes. In fact, Bernie's home is a former house that was moved off-site.
A lot of the stuff was left underground, and my father and my uncle dug it up. They
Right.
were treasure hunters. They used to go out on weekends and stuff with their little backpacks and their shovels and their picks.
There are several ghost towns in this area, former mine sites, and as a collection of ghost towns, it's very unique, and I'm sensing that we're going to find a little bit from each one.
It looks like a
It
canteen
was
to me.
Canteens for the miners.
That's a good old one. Canteens are kind of interesting because they're usually not a mass-produced item. They're hand-tinkered. They're pretty unique. They sure show their age.
This was dug up, I think, because I think
Yes,
the top's
fused-
actually fused.
Fused
on
right
there.
on there.
Yeah. There are people that will decorate their house.
Yes.
And they'll just put old beat-up stuff
Yeah.
like that. Are those canned?
Those are bocce
Oh,
balls.
bocce balls. Like an old bocce
Yeah.
ball.
From the old country.
Yeah.
Wow. Did I go with my cowboy hat?
I think you need those on the road, Scott.
This is a good mining helmet.
Do you know whose hat this was?
That was probably a great uncle's.
Yeah.
Let's see if that works for you. If we put a little light on it for the next pick.
Well, we can always fall back on mining because this picking thing sometimes is more difficult than you think.
This is my other room.
I love the photos.
Lots of photos. There's a photograph of Frank's slide before it fell there.
Oh, here's Turtle Mountain before the slide. Part with that?
No, I'm hanging on to that.
Okay, I can't say I blame you, Bernie.
You don't see too many photos of that mountain when it's in one piece. She had a couple photos we would have liked to have, but she wasn't giving them up.
Yeah.
Is it a sentimental thing, or is it a question of you'd have to get the right price for it?
No, it's really, really rare. Like, I haven't seen it anywhere around the Crow's Nest Pass, a picture of the Frank slide before it fell.
What about the picture of your grandfather? Is that a keeper?
Yeah.
And
When
you
you see something good, you gotta ask,
Yeah.
right?
What about this mine here?
That was the Mohawk tipple.
The Mohawk tipple.
Yeah, that's the one my uncle worked at, my grandfather worked at.
Would you part with that one?
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Okay, good.
It looks like these are dog tags.
Yeah, they're dog tags from the miners. So miners.
Oh, they're
all were
miners'
given
tags.
Tags. So when they went in, if they found the bodies and that, they know who was in there.
Right. Sadly, this area has a history of mining disasters.
Yeah, they used in the mine. They stick it in walls of the
Yeah.
mine.
Oh, right. Can I add that to the...
Yeah, you can have that.
All right. I love all the pieces of local history.
Bernie, what about these old ginger beer bottles? Are they
Yeah, they're up for
available?
grabs.
This one, you can tell this one's been dug up, right?
Yeah.
Well, ginger beer bottles are around early part of the 20th century, and essentially that's what people drank. The interesting part is that because this is a railway town, you're gonna find them dug up because people used to ride on the railway, they'd drink their ginger beer bottle at about a half mile out of town, they'd pitch it out the railway car. So you usually find them all in the same place.
I think we might have to do something unusual, and that's maybe sell things as a grouping. Sell the story.
So now this is interesting because the color's great.
That's a beauty.
The longer a bottle stays in the sun, if it's got some manganese or some metal in it, it will turn color. There's one. Boring, horrible sealer, but it's
the
turning purple,
color
so it's
is
nice.
beautiful. It's a gem.
Because they were turning color, somebody will want those because you can sit them up in a window, the light comes through them, and they look beautiful. Do you know what they're doing now with these things? They're taking regular glass, running it through an MRI, and it turns it purple.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. But this one would be flint in the glass.
Oh, there's no question
Yeah,
that.
Mother Nature did this one.
Oh, there's a beaver sealer. That's not a bad one. As we all know, the beaver sealers, they used them to pickle products, right?
Those beaver sealers are sort of an iconic Canadian sealer.
They're all over the place, and there's millions of them, and most of them are worth very little, but some of them are worth more, and the beaver ones are worth more because I got the image of the beaver on it.
Right.
I just wish she had the one that went the other way.
Yeah, that makes a big difference to some collectors, which way the beaver's facing, and sure enough, the beavers that we found, they're facing the wrong direction. It's always the other way, right?
It's always the other way.
Yeah.
No matter which one I find, it's always the wrong one. Now let's check out that other shed over there.
Wow. Hey, watch yourself, Scotty. Bernie, there's two of these. Would you part with them?
Sure. Their eyes light up when they found a treasure. It was like a little kid in a toy store.
Scott, look at this. I used to play with this exact same... Hey, this is my glove. I got a little connection to the Lethbridge Brewing and Malting Company.
I'm sure that's because you drank so much when you were a kid. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Well, if you do, you better let him out.
You love a good graphic, don't you?
I do. Whew. Something smells.
Yeah. Well, that's picking, Scott. You use all your senses, right? What's the life expectancy of a picker?
It depends if you're picking with me or not.
Hey, Scott, I found the ultimate cigar box for you.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about personality or
Yes, exactly.
handmade from long fillers.
I think that's a keeper. Bernie, I noticed a couple of buffalo skulls.
Hopefully there's no black widows inside these things. And those were two nice buffalo skulls, and Bernie told us they'd been dug up in the Crow's Nest River, not far from here.
This part of Alberta, the buffalo migrations used to go right through here. And so it's not unusual to find bones and skulls, but these two were both intact. They showed their age, they were weathered. I think my bison's older than yours, Scott. They used to be plentiful, and now they're scarce, and there's a little bit of market value to them. So, Bernie, I think Scott and I should probably compare notes and come up with some sort of offer for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Bernie.
Leave and leave you guys talk.
I'm a little concerned about this pick because there's a lot of stuff in here that I wouldn't normally take. She's a nice lady, and I don't really want to take a beating on this stuff. I would have normally picked 5 or 6 items out and left the rest. but we were trying to put a package deal together because we knew Bernie wanted to move a lot of stuff, and we would get a better deal if we took more stuff. Well, I think what we should do is this. I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna give my scan of it. I'm gonna sort of price it up in my head.
Hey, I'll
You
do
the same.
I'll do the same.
Then we'll take a couple of minutes, talk about it, see how close we are, and if our numbers are close, we'll go in and try and do the deal, okay?
Yeah.
My way of doing it's a little different than Sheldon's, is I look and I pick the 5 or 6 or 10 best things that I see that I can sell at retail, and if that gets me my money back, the rest is the profit.
I'm thinking about what I would allow for each piece. I'm not going to get hurt on each piece, and add it up in my mind. And then I usually round it off to the upside, and then we start negotiating from there.
Quick sell.
Yeah.
They're not going to make a lot of money off them, but they're a quick sell.
Nothing is really valuable, but priced right, should be able to turn it over quickly.
So now that we scoped it out, what's your price?
No, you go first.
I don't want to go first because I'm always lower than you.
No, you go first. Go on.
Okay, well, 325 is my number.
Oh, I was going to say 350. Huh. It was generous enough that we weren't insulting Bernie. There's some real treasures in here, and then there's, you know, a few bits and pieces that probably don't have a lot of value, but they're interesting.
Interest.
Yeah. We came up with a number that worked for both of us, and the number was $325 for this bundle here. How does that sound for you?
That sounds good. How about 350?
Oh. See, that was the mistake we made. We didn't start low.
Yeah. No, I think actually that sounds very fair. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
It's a deal.
Okay,
Got
thanks,
ourselves
Bernie.
a deal.
Thanks.
And there's probably another $300 or $400 in there, but it's going to take us a long time to make that.
You got to double your money just to pay for the gas bill and make it make sense.
Bernie?
It's been a
It's
pleasure.
been a pleasure. It was great.
You take care.
You too.
I love being here. I love meeting Bernie. Just a lovely person. And you know what? We got some things that we can make some money on.
It was a really good day. I'm glad they came. It was nice to see someone appreciate the stuff as much as me.
It's been a great day because it's been a long time since I've been in southern Alberta.
That was really good. Just the history of it, you know, the museum and the chicken coop, all those little ghost towns and bottles. If we could hit a pick like that right across Canada, that'd be a lot of fun.
We may be historians by the end of it. Before we get some gas, I'm going to give Jerry a call to see if he can tell us anything about that Dempster windmill weight. 3.5?
3.5 done.
Jerry Frost is a guy that I've known for years. He's probably the most experienced dealer in Alberta on country store collectibles, and I knew he'd be able to find out exactly what it was worth so that we can find out whether we made any money on it or not. What do you think?
I think it's wonderful. I haven't seen one that's complete like that. I've only ever seen the horse. I've never seen the bottom part ever on one. I think it's great.
And this one, fortunately, the guy was a bad shot. He never got the horse.
Bullet holes always make things interesting as long as they don't take away from how it looks. When you get into a place like cowboy country, that stuff's way more popular.
Now, here's the magic question. What's it worth?
What's it worth? I have the feeling, looking at that, I figure $650 anyway, Scott, and possibly more, you know, in the right area.
Thanks a lot for your help.
Hey, take care.
Bye.
Hey, well, that's all right.
It was rare, it was desirable, and he even sounded like he might want it. Overall, I quite enjoyed that.
You sure do drive slowly. What part of a speed limit don't you understand?
It's precious cargo in the back.
But it's early, so I'll cut you a little slack, but
Okay, well,
geez,
take the wheel then.
no, gee.
The pimp, the preacher, and the prostitute.
You're cheap. You're confusing me terribly.
I do that to people.
A picker hat.
What happened to the airplane?
Hey, Scott, I'm gonna let her rip.
And you'd think he was the one that had been drinking. It's shabby chic, right? I'm Scott Cozens,
I'm Sheldon Smithens.
and we're pickers. We travel all over Canada, coast to coast, from the West Rocky Mountains to the Eastern Shores and all the back roads in between. Looking for hidden gems in people's basements, attics, and barns. Sometimes we take a gamble, trust in our gut to make a buck.
Just like the people we meet, every story is different.
It's not junk to us. La Belle Province.
I think we should try and blend in.
That's a good one.
Here we are in St. Catharines Street in Montreal.
Oh, look. I always wanted to visit the Taj Mahal.
Perfect. It's probably as close as we're gonna get.
I gotta buy the crappiest souvenir I can find in Montreal for my father-in-law. Really tacky, but it's gotta be Montreal tacky. You see, this is almost perfect.
Tacky's one of
That's tacky, but it's Canada tacky. It's not Montreal tacky.
one of my specialties, tacky.
It's gotta be really bad. It has to grab you with its ugliness.
All right, I think you might be the sole judge of ugliness.
Hey, Scott.
A picker hat.
I think you should have that. Classy. Oh, now here, that's pretty good, Sheldon, don't you think? Olympic Stadium.
I could do it.
It's hard to get any better than that.
Don't forget to get a map.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a good one for you because you are navigating as usual.
Better throw one of these into.
Let's see, back into the rain. Let's go.
Quebec is just beautiful at this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're heading to Hudson, Quebec, a little west of Montreal, an English-speaking area.
Oh, we're going to see Rob. I think Rob's grandmother was an antiques dealer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Rob's stuff. He's got some modern stuff, some little knickknacks and goulias.
Goulias?
Little things.
You just made that up, didn't you? Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, you can't. How can you miss it? Look at the car.
Yeah.
Hi.
How you doing?
Scott, how are you?
Rob, how are you? Welcome to Hudson.
So what's the story?
Well, I've been collecting stuff for the last 20 years, and I think I'm getting on the verge of becoming a hoarder. When I go out to buy stuff, I feel like I have to buy something. Things I like to collect typically are mid-century modern. I love the design, the shape.
So you're looking to sell some stuff?
I am.
And where is it?
We got some stuff in the garage, got some stuff inside, and I've got a bar just down the street. Having the bar helps me justify, oh yeah, I can hang that up in the bar somewhere. Try to justify it.
You want to start in the garage?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. That's sort of cool. It's got a hole in the other side. Looks like somebody got mad when they got booted out of the tavern.
Well,
What's this, Rob?
a hopper planter. I just liked it. You have a place to put your ice inside.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever drank that beer? The garage is always the best place to shop because if it's in the garage, it's further from the heart.
Got everything from these Burke chairs.
What'd you call them?
Burke is a company out of Dallas that basically did a imitation of the Saarinen chair.
And these ones are sort of neat, too.
Yeah, that's by a German modernist. It's called the kangaroo chair. You can tell by how the legs sort of turn. Looks
Right.
like a kangaroo about to leap.
See the Saarinen chairs regularly. You rarely see the kangaroo chairs.
That's an old Molson sign that the breweries would give to the individual bar owners. This one's obviously been worn a lot.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of mileage on it. Somebody shot it or something. Porcelain's all come off. What would you be looking to get out of that?
$100.
That sign wasn't in perfect condition, but it was a porcelain sign. It was probably from the 20s or 30s. Yeah, I think we can do $100.
Yeah, deal.
Excellent.
We should double up on that and make 100 easy on a quick flip.
Did you know they invented 5-pin bowling in Quebec?
The rationale behind my buying isn't always rational.
Holy cow.
Those are actual cannonballs. I have no idea why I bought those.
Oh, man.
You know, sometimes I'll just see something, I go, that'll make a great Christmas gift.
Cannonballs are kind of unique. Just so happens I know a lady that has a couple of cannons.
I'll tell you what, $5 each.
Oh, sold.
Okay.
For $5.
Yeah.
Deal.
sort of cool. A 60s no-name copy of a Danish design, but it's a decorative piece that a kid would like to have for their house, right?
Yeah, I'd go 30 bucks on that.
Yeah, I'll go 30 on that.
Yeah, deal.
Say, Rob, can I ask you about the clock?
It's an old American Art Deco neon clock without the neon.
What would you want for something like that? It is in the garage, you know.
$100.
What do you think? 75?
Sure, deal.
I thought he was fair on his prices. He was leaving a little on the table for us, and he did so willingly.
I noticed a painting over here that's really goofy.
The Pimp, the Preacher, and the Prostitute.
Who painted it?
Kent Thompson, local Hudson resident.
It's not exactly a group of 7, is it?
It's a group of 3.
It's a group of 3. What would it take to put it in my house?
$100 bucks.
That's the problem with unknown artists. I don't know if $100 is a good deal or a bad deal. It's part of the game. There's 2 ways you try and get somebody to come down on their price. It's goofy.
Yeah.
It's oil on board, it looks like.
Yeah.
One is you talk about how good it is. You know what? I like it. Great character, great color in the piece. It's a pity to see it in the garage, but you just can't afford it. I could justify it at 50 bucks. They usually feel good about the fact that you like it and come down a little bit.
I'll tell you what. I'll go 50.
Perfect. I love it. It's the stupidest thing I've bought in a long time. The second way to get somebody to come down on their price, they got a few nicks on them, but you just beat it up a little bit because it's got some problem. Usable.
Yeah.
Right? You wouldn't collect them so much as use them.
Yeah.
What would you be looking at, just out of curiosity?
Those would be about 150 each.
I mean, they've all got little nicks on here, right? Because they've been used. Yeah, they've all just got the little scrapes. Can I make money off them? That is the question.
It's going to affect how much we offer. It's going to affect how much we sell it for.
How about 400 for the 4?
Okay.
Perfect.
Deal.
Well, I've emptied out your garage a little.
I got some more stuff inside.
Let's go.
All right.
I love the way you've decorated.
Well, thank you.
I like the table. You see these in teak all the time, but this kind of design, it was an absolute killer piece. I'm guessing because it's sitting in your house filled with stuff, it's probably pretty dear to you.
You'd have to want it more than I do.
And how much do you want it?
How much do you want it?
I'm just curious what you would want for it.
Around 1,500.
See, which isn't bad if you're buying it for a piece of furniture for yourself.
Yeah.
But for us to buy it to resell it, too big a risk.
Yeah.
I'd love to have it in my house, though. Anything else?
Yeah, come downstairs. We got some more stuff down here.
So you got a Jacobson chair.
Yes, that is Arne Jacobson's egg chair.
Or Jacobson, however you want to call them. Classic design, made from the 50s right through to today.
It's just one of those pieces that, you know, you always want to have if you collect modern stuff.
It was an original piece with a replaced cushion. Hey, there's money in this chair.
Ultimately, they're not really that comfortable, but they look nice, you know?
What would you want for that, just out of curiosity?
Well, 2,500.
I mean, I don't think that that's a bad price, except that the leather's so rough. I'm not convinced I'd even get that back to Calgary before the leather just went kish. No, it's a great piece, but I don't think there's any money to be made on it for us at that price. I'm not really discouraged because I love the stuff. I love just looking at it. I love seeing it. But if we don't find anything that we can make a bit of money on, it's time to head to another room.
The things in the house were, well, he's decorated his home with. He's a little more attached to them.
This is a Danish hanging bar. Now, I don't know if I have the key.
How about tape to the back?
That would have been a good idea.
Should be.
There we go.
Really?
Isn't that cool? Bottles over there, your glasses here.
And a working surface here.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, it's a fun piece, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely killer item. There's a lineup of people that are looking for something like that. So what would you want for something like this?
Let's see.
You're making such good use of it.
I haven't found the right spot for it, so. $200?
Not for
See, I was
resale.
thinking $100. That's and then
$100?
I might price it at 150, 180.
How about 150?
1.25. Final offer.
Deal.
Let's get to the bar, okay?
Have not picked out of a bar for a long time.
If nothing else, we can get a beer. Oh, there it is, Chateau de la. What a great old building.
So this is the bar. It's built in 1898. This bar is historic. It's one of the oldest continuously run bars in Canada. The railroad came through Hudson about 1890, and the hotel followed.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's go picking.
All right.
Yeah, Rob took us to his mini theater, and it was a real neat little thing.
So this is...
Oh!
I basically took 4 of the hotel rooms and turned it into a little mini theater.
He done up that little theater in a very Art Deco theme.
We rent it out for children's parties and...
Premieres.
Yeah.
It's had some great theater seats, really cool decorations.
Let's get picking.
Okay.
You want to go upstairs and see the
bet.
rest of the stuff?
Well, just before we go,
okay.
Your phone.
Ah.
Looks like it's a Northern Electric or something like that.
I think it is.
Probably 1930s, maybe 40s. It's two-colored, but I don't think it started life out two-colored. I think it was probably purple at one time. It wasn't a factory paint job, but it was a really good paint job. What would you sell it for?
50?
$40 and we got a deal.
Deal.
Perfect. Let's go pick it.
All right.
And if that's what he's got in his theater, I can hardly wait to get upstairs and see what he's got in his storage room.
And sure enough, it's packed. It's full of goodies. Hey, you got the blue nose.
I do have the blue nose.
But now we're in a big new space. What do you think, Scott? Do we need a hood ornament? Important that we keep the ball rolling and crack another deal.
An old parking sign here.
Oh, I love it.
Montreal taxi stand?
Yeah. You can't park there, you just take the sign.
Yeah.
I've owned those before. They're always a novelty item.
It's cool. It's old.
Is. Something somebody would want to put in their bar, decorate a store with it. Is that something we need back in the prairies?
It all depends on the price.
150?
See, I think we could do 100.
I was just about to say we could do 100.
Because we'd probably sell it for 150, 175.
Okay. Deal.
Excellent. Sort of a neat planter, eh? Shabby chic, right? It's a shabby chic sort of piece.
Exactly right.
One of the areas that Sheldon and I disagree on sometimes is the whole shabby chic thing. You don't like it, right?
I rarely find shabby as very chic.
But you don't think that because of the color that somebody's going to want that? But it sells. And that was a nice green piece. It had been painted. See, I think that's a useful thing. It had a bunch of levels. Somebody could use that in their house. What's the price on the plants then?
I could let you have that for $80.
Tell you what, my partner hates it, but I'll step out and go 50.
60?
Not gonna argue for $10. You've been fair.
60.
Deal. Okay.
60. Deal. If Scott's happy with that as a screaming deal, then I'm screaming happy too. Hey, I just spotted something. You got some water skis here.
Yes. Probably from the 1950s. These come from Magog, Quebec.
I love early sporting goods. How'd you like to ski on that?
Well, I can't get over the square end on it. Look at that. Not much of a rudder on that baby.
Nice condition, real good visual item. They're great. What would you need for them?
$40.
Done.
Done?
Yep.
No negotiation?
No negotiation.
You know your water skis, Sheldon.
Desirable and Canadian.
And if Sheldon wears a Speedo and rides those babies, he can have them for nothing.
I'll hold you up on that one.
I saw a horse over here, a couple of them actually.
Yes.
I just wanted to see if I could get a sense of age. It's got some red paint on it, it looks like. It's missing its horse hair that would have had horse hair up there and horse hair in the tail.
Yeah.
But it's still sort of fun, eh?
Yeah, kind of crude.
Probably homemade by somebody for their kid.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you want for something like that?
175?
And what about the other horse? I saw the bits of a rocking horse. He would have had leather ears on him at one time. It was a glider, not a rocker, a really desirable, saleable item. Now, what would you be looking at for this one?
Well, this is a rural Quebec piece.
Do you know what I like about this, though, is it's all original paint. Nobody's dicked with them.
Exactly.
That's what I like.
I'd need $250 on that.
And what if we took two of them?
300?
Yeah, we can
Deal?
do 300.
Done.
Gentlemen?
Thank you.
Perfect.
These are really cool.
Screaming deal.
I'm thinking we should go down to the bar and celebrate. Some
Let's
good
go.
picking. Rob was a good guy to work with. He had interesting things.
Always a smile on his face.
Oh, I thought it was great, especially when you're dealing with people who have similar interests as you do.
Let's load her in.
Let's load her in. We made a friend, and you know what? He's gonna find us some more stuff. For once, Sheldon, I agree with you on water skis. These are cool. Anything you want to hold in place with this?
Just when we thought our picking was over that day.
I just happen to know a guy not too far away from here that might have a house full of Star Wars stuff.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
So I told him I would send you guys by there.
Perfect. Well, that's been a pleasure.
Gentlemen,
That was a lot of fun, Rob.
that was a hell of a lot of fun.
That's great news. We're excited. We don't have to travel too far.
Rob turned out to be such a great guy. And now he sent us on to John, which is unbelievable. When you can get from one pick to another pick a block and a half away. Rob told me that John had some Star Wars stuff.
I'm the Star Wars guy in Montreal.
A little leery in Star Wars. I'll be watching you, the master, do his thing.
Now, I think he's just up here. Stuff everywhere.
Hey, you must be John.
How you doing?
Good. I'm Sheldon.
Nice
We
to meet
met
you.
John,
Who's hiding back there?
Oh, I'm Rita.
his mother Rita, and John's daughter Ruby as well.
What's the puppy's name?
Coco.
That's Coco.
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 Coco. You're
He's
a
an
big-
attack dog.
So what's the story here?
Just moved in 10 days ago. Still unpacking. Garbage is free. Everything else, well, you know, we come do some picking.
Is it here or is it in the house as well?
Some here, some in the basement.
How is it you have so much antique stuff?
About 7 or 8 years ago, maybe more, I decided I was going to open an antique shop, and didn't work out too well.
We've
But I
heard
had a
that
lot of
story
fun.
before.
I had a good time.
And your shovel with the broken handle?
You can have that, yes.
Nice one, used for maple syrup or something like that. How much?
Well, how much are you offering? I think I better
hey.
ask you
No,
first.
you're the seller, I'm the buyer. I don't know, 10 bucks?
Sounds good to me.
That's good.
Nice. Sold. Can't help but make $30 or $40 on that.
Can we poke around in here?
Yes.
Of course he can, yeah.
Would you like my arch?
Yeah. Did you strip it?
No, I bought it as is.
Curious about this little desk, though. Is that something you'd part with, Rita?
Yeah, make me an offer.
I think to me that's worth 60 bucks.
I was thinking sort of 125.
Well, that's a retail price.
No deal there. Can I ask you about the trunks?
Something's falling.
Grabbing into that.
Bottom one here be up for sale?
Yes, it is.
And what would you like for it?
Well, supposing I say a huge price and then you...
Then I won't dig it out
Oh.
to see what it's all about.
I do want to sell, but everything I have is near and dear to me.
Tell me what you'd be comfortable with on it.
What are we gonna put it at?
350?
Yeah, I don't think we can do that on it. I don't think we're even close. Well, it's an old sort of city washstand. Interesting because it's sort of gouged out the decoration just with a chisel by hand, right? This one's too big for that thing, but it would sit right just like that, right? They're not necessarily in style now, but that was a nice small one. Could go in just about any corner. Put it this way, I'm thinking we might be able to sell that for 80. So I'm thinking sort of 40. And I'm not sure if it's because the way I approached her.
You're cheap.
Well, you tell me what would make you happy, and we'll just say yes or no, right?
Did I not just do that?
No, you didn't
Oh,
give me
I didn't
a price
give you
on
a
this
price
one.
for that one. You're confusing me terribly.
I do that to people.
Yes.
You're looking at my shirt.
No, it's the blue eyes.
Can I use that to my advantage?
What do you are? 75.
I like it enough, I'd go 60 on it.
Okay.
Hey!
Oh, Rita!
Yay!
We did it. See, that's the hardest part, Rita.
Now I'm going to give you everything, right?
Now, exactly.
Forget it. Forget it.
Oh, I see one other thing.
I bought it at a flea market when I was a kid.
When you were a kid?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to have some sentimental value, right?
Not anymore. I'm not drinking anymore, so my kids and stuff.
Now, you know better than me what these sell for because out west we don't have Dow, right?
You don't?
Yeah, it used to just be in Montreal, right? Quebec local beer.
Right. I've got about 15 of them in my house.
All right.
Different ones.
And Scott has not quit drinking.
How much?
$10.
That's perfect. 10's perfect for me.
Sweet.
Wow, good deal.
See, as easy as that, Rita. John is much more of a business person.
See?
Yeah, you say yes, you shake hands,
and we're done.
Yeah. He knows he can buy again. I wish he had the authority to sell the furniture.
Let's get inside.
Oh, all right.
I can tell you just moved in. I want to look at some Star Wars then. Oh.
R2-D2.
Oh yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, he's a good one. I think Star Wars hit a lot of people that grew up in the 70s pretty hard.
You see, these can be really expensive.
They can, yeah, I know.
The jowl with the plastic cape's the one you want, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 18,000 bucks.
Unbelievable.
It is. I have a giant passion since the 70s for Star Wars toys.
Star Wars is really the first mass-marketed toy. That's when people started buying figures and keeping them in mint condition. That's the third one, right?
Yeah, especially I find a lot of the ladies like the Ewoks or something.
I don't know why.
All the guys never like the Ewoks. Yeah.
Most of the stuff he had was pretty ordinary stuff. Oh yeah, there he is.
There's Luke.
Corvette Summer.
It's a real winner, eh? I get pretty ridiculed from my friends, but...
But he did have a couple of really good dolls. Oh, you got a bunch of Boba Fett's in here.
I got 2 Boba Fett's in there.
Oh, this is 12-inch Star Wars figure.
That's right.
From the first movie.
Yep.
Hardest one to buy. Chewbacca's are a dime a dozen.
That's right.
But Boba Fett is tough, particularly with his rocket launcher, and more importantly, with his scalps.
The Wookiee scalps, exactly.
That's the key.
That's right.
This is about as clean as it's gonna get.
I do toy conventions and I sell Star Wars toys. This one I paid 120 bucks for it.
Oh, I gotta think about that. Sheldon, this would be a personal thing because I don't think you're gonna want to have any part of this. You got any little Boba Fett figures?
Well, I'm a toy seller.
I know you are. I know you are.
I would sell that for 25 bucks. That's what I would sell it for at my toy con.
Wow. And would it sell for 25 bucks?
Oh, easily. They only make certain amounts, especially of the ones that they know that people like, Boba Fett's.
So what would you do for the big Boba Fett and the little Boba Fett?
Well, I have to sell that one at 120 because that's what I paid. But if you wanted them both, I'd give them for like 130 bucks. That's 10 bucks, which compares to your store. 5 bucks left leaves you room for $5 profit.
Okay, we'll do a deal like that.
Sweet.
Excellent.
All right.
There's Star Wars things for Scott. There's some wood for Sheldon.
I think it's homemade.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I had all sorts of applied carvings to it.
I love the diamonds on the front.
Yeah. Looks like the top has been a new top.
She'd taken the old top off it.
Because the other top was absolutely chopped to pieces.
My guess is if she'd left the old one on, it would have been a better piece of furniture. Gosh, it looks like it was a different color in a prior life.
Did you strip it, Rita?
No, I had it stripped.
I hate it when people take the paint off things. Leave it alone, okay? Leave it alone.
And they finally stripped it down to this awful red and green.
Awful red and green?
Well, I know that that's the color, but it wasn't the color that I wanted, so...
You know, I'm getting along okay with Rita. What would you need out of that?
A lot.
Somehow or other, she's dealing with me.
Well, how about if I say 1,000.
Ooh, you got some silence there. That was pretty good.
No, you see, I think if it had the original top and it was still green and red, I think I'd pay $1,000 for it. I don't think we could make any money on that.
How about $9.99?
If we waltzed a little bit, because I was going to say 350, 400. Scott,
Oh, no, I wouldn't
Scott's
be
looking at
interested
me.
in that.
But is there some ground in the middle there, or are we wasting our time?
Maybe 950.
Yeah, I think that doesn't leave any room for profit.
Well, let's leave that for a moment.
Okay.
Carry on.
The keeper?
I hadn't really thought about selling that because I sit it usually on top of an armoire and it looks kind of nice.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
That's why we like it.
Oh.
I mean, if you're interested in selling it,
If you really like it for 150, you can have it.
All right, Rita.
Wow.
See how easy that was?
Wow.
oh, that's better than the normal one. Yeah. Britain's motorcycle. There was also a box of lead Cowboys and Indians and soldiers. I do motorcycle swap meets.
Okay.
So you take that and sell it to somebody that's got motorcycles and they like collectibles, right? Now this is an excellent one. It's tailless, it's legless.
The headless, legless horseman.
But there was about 15 or 20 of them that were good.
Maybe I'll pull a line that my mom's using. You can make an offer for the box.
$50 for the box.
Sold.
But I'm happy.
All right, good.
Okay, well, let's get some packing stuff so we can get out of your hair.
Yeah.
Got it.
Rita, John, that was a lot of fun. Thanks so much.
I've never met a guy like John that's got a smile on his face all the time.
I like their hats. I think they're pretty cool with the hats.
Yeah, it was great.
Glad you
Ruby,
came.
it was great meeting you. I should have been dealing with you, though, I can tell.
Oh, she's tough. She's tough. Thank you very much.
Good luck on your travels and happy picking, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
I expect nothing when we essentially cold call somebody, so we came away with a few things. I'm pretty happy.
Scott, I haven't been this excited about picking in a long time. The old Montreal Antiques Show. Our timing is great. We just so happen to be in Montreal. The show is on.
We hear this is the best antique show in Canada.
High-end merchandise. Not unusual to see items in the thousands, some even in the tens of thousands of dollars. We're just hoping we find one or two great items at a fair price. We're a little bit like fish out of water.
Everyone's dressed up to the nines except me.
Here's a couple of prairie boys.
Oh, don't even get inside the door and somebody's giving me a glass of champagne. I'm ahead of the game already.
Not the sort of place a picker would go, but we're there to buy low.
How much is that one?
$5.40,
huh?
Well, in this instance, buy medium and sell high. You never know, we could find one key item that makes our night. Isn't that a sweet little piece?
Wow.
One of the booths we walked into, single item caught my eyes, and it was a great miniature chest of drawers.
Wow.
It's like jewelry.
And dovetail?
Yeah.
And that would definitely have been an apprentice piece, right?
Yeah.
It's likely something that was done by an apprentice carpenter to show his skills at the end of the day to get his ticket. It's that kind of quality. You can't get a better miniature than that.
Isn't that the truth?
What's he got on it?
$12.95.
You know, if we could get that at $1,000. It's one of those things that you look for years and years and years to find something as good as that. I think Sheldon wants to talk to you about that little miniature.
How you doing, Sheldon?
Where would you have found this piece?
I found this in an estate in Ottawa.
Ah,
you know, it's
okay.
within my perimeter.
That makes sense because I think it's English, right?
Yeah.
That makes
quite
perfect
sure.
sense that it would have come
Yeah.
out of Ottawa. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. So the question is, what's it going to cost to get us to drive it away? And do I need another glass?
2 glasses, and I'll join you. I think I would do 1,100. You know.
Could you say 1050?
I can do 1050. Yeah, gentlemen's. I can do 1050.
Thank you so much.
To come down $250 within 5 minutes of the door opening, I'm happy with that. That's
good.
That's a guy that's trying to sell.
They're fun, actually. There's a good team there, and I like the Cowboys sort of gunslinger approach to things.
Look at that piece of gold shiner. If we were in England, wow.
It's going to be a little pricier than what we're normally buying.
3,800. I mean, it's nice, but wow. Look at this table.
9,500.
This is some stuff you're never going to see again, eh?
Yeah.
Look at this coffee table, another $9,500.
Yeah. Sometimes it's an advantage.
Wow.
Having two simple prairie boys.
I'm a lumberjack and I am okay.
Attack one Quebec dealer.
Oh, man. Who owns this booth?
One of the booths had some great folk art. That is the Canoe Cup. All sorts of Quebec items. Boy, it doesn't get much more Canadian than that. But the one that leapt out at us, probably my favorite item of the whole show, was a little folk art biplane. What a great item. Francois, where did you find this piece?
I bought it from a collector here in Quebec.
Was it mounted like this, or was
Yeah.
it? So you've got it marked 525. Keeping in mind,
I've got to eat.
And he's got children.
As I do too, huh?
I've got a deal for you. We'll give you enough so that your kids can eat, and you leave me enough that my kids can eat.
There you go. All right.
I can do it at $4.50 for you guys.
Not real old, but it's got what you want out of a piece of folk art. It really grabs your eye.
Look the conditions.
Francois, bonne chance.
Thank you, sir.
I was going to
Thank
try
you.
and grind you, but he already said yes.
It's a good guy. It's my friend.
Yeah, mon ami. The dealers have all been flexible, and they can appreciate we're there to try and turn things over.
What happened to the airplane?
They're leaving a little room. Hey, Scott. I'm gonna let her rip. Catch.
And you'd think he was the one that had been drinking.
We've moved on. I love that right there.
Wow, look at that.
Isn't that a great dry sink? We saw a classic Canadiana item.
This is 140 years old. Tell us what a dry sink is
Well,
for. Just for cleaning up after dishes or
Yeah,
whatever?
that's where they would have had a bucket here to do washing and things, extra storage for more buckets there, or washing vegetables. or just
Pre-plumbing?
Yeah.
We see the big ones sell for $3,500 out west. It's got that
Natural
beautiful
wear.
feel to it, right?
Yes.
It was great. It was small, painted red, original red color. It had some repaint on the green on the inside.
Got patina. If you had to say what's patina,
There it is,
there's
right
patina. We haven't bought one painted piece of furniture in Ontario or Quebec.
We haven't seen a good piece yet.
So that said, can you help us out on this price-wise? A little on the pricey side.
She was asking $1,200.
But we thought maybe that was worth negotiating on.
I would sell it to you for $1,000.
I think that's always a magic number, isn't it? You get below that,
The
you feel like you've
thousands.
been done.
Yeah.
You get above that, you feel like you've done well. So we may as well take it.
Yeah, and I love it.
Great.
I'm happy to be taking that
Thank
west.
you.
Fantastic.
It's the best little piece we've seen for a while.
Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for bronzes and brasses and small things.
You're asking for the piece. There, this is that.
Oh, yes. The guard cutter.
It was a little bit naughty.
It doesn't look like something the Tsar would have ordered.
You never know.
You never know. And I spotted a really cool little piece. I think of you every time I see that. Probably either a soap dish or a key dish or something like that.
I could see you with your business card lying in there.
It was almost like the devil was holding out his arms and legs to envelop something.
Ah, monsieur!
Oh, yes. The devil's advocate, eh?
Yeah.
It's a typical 19th century European bronze
I've
frame.
never seen a devil on a bronze before.
But it has absolutely no marks, which you would have thought there'd be something, and I...
Well, you know why, though? When this was made, if the religious community knew who made it, they would have been ostracized.
There could be something there, absolutely. We had to come up with a fair market value, so I put $750 to make a profit, and I'm willing to, to play around. I mean, I do have to make a...
We all have to make a little bit of money, right?
Bit of money.
It was pricey, but you know what? It's such a cool item, and there are certain people that really like that occultist, devilish type thing. So tell me this. We're getting ready to go. What's the rock bottom dealer price on that?
I would do 5.5, and if you hit me over the head and treat me nice and fill up my glass of wine, $500. But you were talking about something else as well, maybe.
Well, I like that Riopel. Well, I shouldn't say that. My wife really likes Riopel.
Well, you know.
Riopel is probably the most internationally recognized painter to come out of Canada.
He's God. In Quebec, he's God.
That was a print from an exhibition. There would have been hundreds of these made
Yes,
for
but
the
he may not have sold. He may not have signed them all, though.
That's what's different. That's the only thing to me that makes it different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought that the $4.95 price point was reasonable, and if you wanted to do a deal for a few things, then you know, I can rob Peter to pay Paul. You know. I mean,
Well, let's go back to the front and see what we can do. So, if I was to take the Riopel and this one, what would you do?
$850.
And just before we finish, I mean, is that not Canadian?
Yeah. Letter
It's a
holder.
clip.
So, yeah, it's for holding letters or notes.
I've seen them most often used nailed to the door, and you can leave a note.
Victorian times, people would come around and leave carte de visite.
Right.
So would we do 900 on all of them?
We spend a little more sometimes.
You said 850, 350, 900.
I'll spread it out. Yeah, fine.
But the profit is there.
Excellent. I am a happy
Put
man.
your finger in there.
That's it.
It was great. I had a couple glasses of champagne.
It was very civilized picking.
Merci.
Thank you.
It's been a long, long time since I've seen that much good stuff in one place. Yeah, exactly.
I'd go back to the old Montreal show. That was a lot of fun.
So I went to the Habs game last night.
How was that?
That was good, exciting. You could feel the electricity in the air.
I used to be a huge fan of Jean Beliveau when I was a kid.
I was too.
I wore number 4 right up until the time I took Bobby Clark's number and wore number 16.
Today's the day that we're going to get some of our purchases appraised.
Yeah, I'm Patrick. I do auction for the past 25 years here in Montreal.
An auctioneer's appraisal is probably the closest you're going to get to a true market value because they're not just holding on to them, they're selling them.
Hey, Patrick. Walking in, I couldn't help but notice this outstanding desk.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous desk, but this desk used to belong to Mussolini.
I almost feel guilty putting a little rocking horse on top of Mussolini's desk, but...
I don't feel guilty at all.
Yeah, don't either.
I was really interested to hear what Patrick had to say about that little naive rocker.
Give you a hand.
Thank you.
It's very primitive.
Because that's not something that I've ever dealt with.
It's a nice horse, and you see that he had a good life. Probably from 1900, 1910.
Still can see a little bit of the red paint on it.
Yeah.
We paid $100 for that rocker. Hard to figure out the demand for that kind of an item.
Auction is very surprising,
Yeah.
but you always have to start with a minimum price.
Right.
I would start it in my auction around $300. That would be the rock bottom price.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
And I would expect to have at least $500.
Bingo! That was a pretty good number for me.
The second horse I saw, it's a very good condition. It's almost mint, so it might be Eaton Canada toy.
Yeah, you could just see a little kid at the turn of the century doing that. Give it a little bit of a run there, Sheldon.
Yeah. And the saddle is very nice.
Saddle is good, isn't it?
It's the first time I see one complete like this.
Yeah, we were very pleased to get this.
And what about the other horse? We paid $200 for the glider horse.
The lowest reasonable price we could start it would be around $500.
Oh, good.
Excellent. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
The highest price we should get for the horse would be around $1,200. So I hope
That
you
would be
make
a
money
good-
with it.
That would be a good day.
Ching!
Bingo! Looks like we've got a potential of nearly $2,000 for the pair. That's a pretty good return. Really appreciate it.
But
Nice to meet you.
And good luck in your quest.
The ongoing, the never-ending journey. You know, it was a great thing meeting Patrick. Happy with the things he told us.
Very effervescent people. They're full of energy.
It's Goofy. We're standing in an alley waiting for somebody to come.
Yeah, this morning I got a call from Rod.
I told the guys I had something special that I thought they might like.
So what did he tell you about this Goofy thing?
Oh, it sounds good. Here was the key. It's red.
Oh, perfect. Yikes! Hey, hold on.
And sure enough, in the passenger seat, he's got the big red bird. Wow, that's a
Wow,
big,
that's
a
life
big
size.
I put them up here.
Oh, man.
Isn't that cool?
He's sweet.
Yeah, it's about 100 years old.
It's got some nice wear to him. And he's red.
Red is...
Folk art is absolutely the craziest market in the business. You can get an American windmill that was made in a small town somewhere that can go for tens of thousands of dollars. And most people would look at it and go, I don't understand why. That piece, though, it had everything going for it.
You know what I really like? I like the motion. They didn't just plant the other foot there. I like that motion.
Yeah. He looks like he's traveled a little bit in his lifetime, so I like him.
Actually, I picked this up on my travels through rural Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
Came out of an old hotel.
You just bought it as is?
Well, I saw it and I went, wow, you know, it's red.
And it's big. So, what's the damage?
I need $1,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but...
You know, I was hoping to hear less, but I wasn't surprised.
This is a very nice piece of folk art. And
Wow. We are at the Montreal Old Antique Show, and we saw pieces that I don't think hold a candle to that turkey for triple, quadruple the price. $3,800. Look at this table.
And 9,500.
3,200. Wow. So I thought to myself, I'm not leaving without that turkey.
Hey, we don't drop $1,000 without at least having a little discussion.
By the way, my recollection of the little parlay was, buy it.
Deal?
Hey, I love that turkey.
We could pick this country for the next 10 years and not see as good a piece of folk art as that.
I'm gonna let him ride in the front with me.
I think we can get $2,500 for it, but the sort of upper limit on a piece like that might be $4,000 or $5,000. Who knows?
We're gonna sit on it for a while and try and make the bingo off that turkey.
Are you feeling strong?
Oh, man, he's a heavy guy, eh? I'm
Right.
happy about that, bud.
Yeah. If somebody enjoys it as much as I did, then yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, isn't it lovely?
It's great, isn't it?
Great
The fan?
patina. You know, this is one of the first times in a while we've got stuff that was equally interesting to you and me.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Quebec's been fantastic. We're going home with a full load.
I got to sample a few Quebec beers, and you always know it's a good pick when you don't know if you got enough money to pay for everything you bought or enough room in the van to take it home.
Wait.
I didn't know you could speak French. Oh,
Oh, man.
I'm gonna beat you by a nose. It's either gonna come flying or I'm gonna go flying. You don't mind if we snoop a little bit here, do you?
What if he said no?
Nope. Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than an accordion. The only appliance for flushing the colon.
How would I ever replace it?
Will you throw something in? Hot chocolate. Oh God, you guys are brutal. It's gonna cost me $1,000 to cut the cheese. I'm Scott Cozens.
I'm Sheldon Smithens.
And we're pickers. We travel all over Canada, coast to coast, from the West Rocky Mountains to the Eastern Shores and all the back roads in between, looking for hidden gems in people's basements, attics, and barns. Sometimes we take a gamble, trust in our gut to make a buck.
Just like the people we meet, every story is different.
It's not junk to us.
Love the West Coast. So you got your map. Do you know where we're going here, Scott? So we've got some picks here.
Yeah.
Love the valley. That whole Fraser Valley, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty fertile picking.
So we're going as far as Chilliwack, then we're going to be doing Abbotsford. Played hockey against the Abbotsford Flyers. Then we're going to go to Surrey.
This should be good.
Look at that great hair, and reminds me of the Karate Kid. You must have been having the map lately because it's ripped.
Yeah. Hey, it's been from coast to coast.
Here, you hold the map.
What do you mean holding? Hey,
I'm driving.
I'm supposed to drive.
Sorry, did you say something?
I love the Fraser Valley. Very fertile. This is dairy country. This is supposed to be one of the wildest rivers to raft in Canada. Is that right?
Well, we're going to see John and Marion. What are their nicknames again?
He's Grumpy, and she's Granny.
Sounds like you and me.
Yeah.
I want to be
I'm
grumpy. I beat you to it.
So, what would you love to find today at John and Granny's barn?
Any really killer advertising piece would make me happy. I think we might be getting here. Well, we're looking for a place that's got some signs bolted to the side of his building. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, there are the signs. There's a bunch of signs. There's an SO. Like one shed there, another shed here.
And there's another big shed over there.
Holy cow, they've got signs everywhere. Wow, there's a pile of stuff here.
You'd be Granny.
I'm Granny.
And you're Grumps.
Sometimes.
Good to meet you. So you got a bunch of buildings here. What's the story?
Oh, we've been collecting for about 20 years.
Do you just buy or do you sell too?
I try and sell.
Yeah.
But I found out it's easier to buy.
Way easier to buy.
Let's go inside.
Oh, Granny. There's a ton of stuff here.
Yeah, there's stuff. Lots of stuff.
Wow.
He's the collector. He buys, he brings home.
Anything that's old,
If the price is right.
the price is right. Yeah.
This is something we've always enjoyed, and it keeps me out of the mall and him busy.
This is your own little personal museum here.
I try to have it organized, but it's a full-time job.
You got a row of jukeboxes.
Yeah.
What are your prices on the jukeboxes? I'm trying them on the jukeboxes just to get a sense of where his pricing is at.
About $2,500 for that one.
Okay, and then this one?
About the same.
And this one?
They're all about the same.
Okay. We weren't buying them at those prices, but we now have a picture that if he values it, he's gonna do the old, I'll quote a high price and you won't buy it. I'd like to take a look at that tin. It looks like it's either a Poland's tin or a Canada Biscuit tin. Totally out of place. It's got a whole bunch of glass and other goofy things, and then there's this one lone soldier of a tin sitting there.
Scott is an amazing specimen of a human being, and from underneath, he presents a whole new angle. One misstep, and Scott is in big trouble.
Holy smoke, that's a good one.
There's two versions of this. One just says Poland's across it. It's a Poland's tin. The other one says Canada Biscuit Company across it. I've seen that tin several times before, and I know right away it's a good one. The reason I like it is it's got a good visual for Alberta with the buffalo. What would you need out of that tin?
$25.
Done.
Happy New Year, you got it.
Fair price. Sheldon, you were saying you wanted some moccasins to wear? I see a pair that might even be your size, and somebody's already put the rubber grips on the bottom of them. They're northern, aren't they?
Yeah, they look like they're Cree.
Yeah.
What do you want for those moccasins?
$20.
For 20 bucks, if they fit.
If they don't fit you, I'm trying them on.
Yeah, done. Here, I'll pay you the 20.
Okay.
I'll try them on when my feet are a little warm.
There's a little bit of wear there, but that's okay. I think we should take a run in the back, see if there's something we can buy.
Wow, you got stock here, Granny.
It never ends, does it? Never ends. My goodness. How long ago did you put these signs up?
Oh, they've been up there a while.
So, Sheldon, I'm looking at that Molson sign. If I was going to buy that, how would we get it down?
It all depends how bad you like going up there.
It all depends on how cheap you'll sell it to me for.
$100.
I can see it's not perfect, But the problem is the very top of it, I can't tell whether it's all rusted off or not. So I want to get up there and take a look. I don't know.
Nobody's moving that.
It's a bit of a logistical nightmare because we got Model T Fords below us and we got signs up there.
Keystone Cops are buying a sign.
I'm not sure I can even
I think
get
you
up
have to go higher yet. To go way up.
there. That's where I want to get it.
Don't kill yourself.
Just so gosh darn tight in there. And the sign weighs about 25 pounds. So as I'm trying to get the last little bit of the screw, I realize, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to hold that damn thing. If I unscrew this thing,
Yeah, it's gonna come flying.
it's either gonna come flying or I'm gonna go flying. It's gonna start to fall, I'm gonna reach for it, I'm gonna fall off the ladder, the sign's gonna go into Sheldon. My wife would be apoplectic if she saw this right now.
This is
Okay, lower her down.
You know what, Scott? I don't like it. It's coming back up.
I should get a bit of a discount for that, don't you think, John?
John just changed his mind. It's not for sale.
Yeah, he hasn't seen it for 25 years, now he likes it.
You know, Granny, he's quite a picker that I hang out with, isn't he?
Yeah. And when he wants it, he wants it.
No stone goes unturned.
I don't even really want it that bad, but I want it enough.
That's what it's all about.
That sign would have been from the 20s to the 30s and the 40s. Now that I've gone to all that work, how much?
$100.
Shake the man's hand.
Happy New Year.
Did you see anything else that you were interested in?
I wanted to ask you about something way in the corner there. Come on this way. Here's a Calgary Brewery box. Calgary Brewery and Malting.
Probably just carried beer in it, right?
Yeah. It's very sturdy and now has an additional use of perhaps being a wood box or storage box.
It's probably what, 20s?
20s, that's
Yeah.
what I thought, 20s,
20s?
30s, yeah. What do you want for that, John?
$30.
Done. Shake the man's hand.
Wow, there's stuff everywhere.
You want to look at that?
I want to see what it is.
Ah.
It was an old billiard-style game that would have been in a parlor in a wealthy person's house.
It's a little Victorian game.
Yeah, people would call it pool today, but I
Yeah.
think they called it something different.
That was a good piece. Mid-Victorian. It had the balls, which were ivory. Unfortunately, it was in rough shape.
Yeah, it looks like it was put together in planks, and one of the planks split, took the tabletop with it.
Something you'd part with, John?
Yep, $120.
Without the split? Yes. With the split, it's just a wall hanger now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Did you see the split?
You must have done that. That gives it character.
No money to be had there.
You got some reels here. How much are you looking for your reels?
Oh, all depends on the reel.
I'm going for the biggest one. I'm guessing this reel's from the 60s or 70s, but let's see, there's a manual. It says Berlin, so that would put it probably 50s, 60s. He had a German-made reel, high-quality reel, big salmon spinning reel, everything you wanted, the original box, the instructions. So what would you want for this guy?
$10.
Got a deal.
Oh,
Shake
boy.
on it. I snapped that up quick. That's easy, 80 bucks.
I thought you were going to buy stuff for about $1,000 or so.
Do you have something big you want to show us?
How about the totem pole?
You have a totem pole?
We're always interested in seeing totem poles.
Yeah, that seems to be our specialty.
Let's go. That's a really interesting pole, isn't it? This thing looks like a fish, but it looks like a whale to me. It is a big, good totem pole, but it's not so big that you can't put it in your house. So that's the perfect size. What do we got? We got the bear.
And an eagle up top, bald eagle, yeah.
It was well carved,
Nice condition, was a good piece.
If that totem pole is even in the realm of reasonable, we're going home with that. At what price?
$700.
I'd feel comfortable at $5.
Not going to sell it for that.
No?
Well, if you want to get them out of there, you just have to pull out the bottom.
Trying to bring them forward.
Yeah.
I got him. Maybe if we could get Grandpa to give us a bit of a break. I'll go 550.
No, I'd go 550.
You'd go 550?
Yeah. What do you think, Grumps?
I'm going to be firm on that because I think it's worth that.
Will you throw something else into us?
Well, I don't know. I haven't got anything that's not worth nothing here that I could give you.
Yeah.
So you'll throw something in as long as it's worth nothing.
Okay, 550. No. Granny, don't you think he should take the 550?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No?
What do you think he should take?
I live with him.
Oh.
I don't think they brought enough money along.
Can you make the deal?
Yeah, I want $700 for
Okay,
it.
will you throw something in?
Cup of coffee.
God, you guys are brutal.
Hot chocolate.
I'll help you wedge him back in there, never to be seen again. What do you think?
700.
Will you throw in the little moccasins?
What do you want for those moccasins?
$20.
Will you throw those in?
No. No.
Wow, you guys are...
Our little...
You can have the moccasins.
Okay, shake his hand before he changes his mind.
Done.
They're tough to deal with. I kind of like that. If he can get it cheaper, more power to him. Are you taking this guy along today?
I think we're going to have to take the wings off first.
Whoa.
Whoa. Need a hand, bud? You don't get them that big, that good, that often. That's a good sign. And a lot of beer collectors would like to have that sign.
They always sell well.
Well, it's been really good meeting you.
Awesome. You've made memories today.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that. Hi.
We needed one good item today, and that totem pole was it.
It was so cool, so big, so spectacular. If we'd driven away without it, I would have been thinking about it for the rest of the trip.
If we went up the valley here to Chilliwack,
It's an interesting area. I love seeing the mountains through the clouds like that. Really nice.
we'd be going to see Henry.
What kind of stuff does Henry have?
Apparently he's got some Canadiana, maybe gas pump.
Yeah, there's a Robin Hood flower sign on the side of that barn right there.
That's our guy, isn't it?
Yeah, there we are over there. See, there's the gas pumps.
Can you fill her up, sir?
You betcha.
I'm hoping that, given the age of the gas pumps, it'll be old-time gas prices.
You must be Henry.
You got it.
I'm Sheldon.
Hey, what do you do, Sheldon? Hi, Scott.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So what got you into all this?
Well, it goes back a long, long time when I was a little wee kid. It was just after the war, and the veterans would come home and the garage doors would start opening up, you know, and they'd take their cars off the blocks. They had a nice smell in those days, you know.
So when did you start buying in earnest?
65, 67, somewhere in around there.
That was a transition period. There was lots available.
They were shutting a gas station down, or they were renovating it, getting rid of all the old stuff, putting the new stuff in.
Yeah.
So you got in at the right time.
That's what they tell me.
Well, why don't we take a look?
Let's go inside and have a look around.
A Whizzer.
Yep, 1947 Whizzer.
Wow. Well, that one's done to the nuts, isn't it? It's a bicycle-motorcycle combination. This is as nice as I've ever seen one done.
Well, these were pretty popular after the war because cars were really hard to get right after the war.
I'm presuming it isn't for sale, so I think it's okay for me to ask, what would you have to pay for one done up like that?
Seems to me I paid like $3,000 or $2,800.
Well, I want to get in there. I can see some killer stuff.
Wow. This is an interesting room.
Wow. All of this stuff is original.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You can never go wrong buying mint, and you've bought mint.
Yeah.
Everything's mint in this place.
Yeah.
Do I get the impression that the stuff on the walls is pretty much a no-go?
I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you spend most of your free time, you know, having fun out here?
Yeah, well, I'm a car guy.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do for a living, so. The other stuff, this nostalgia fits in with it. So it was a medium of advertising in those days because there was no TV, so most of them have pretty neat graphics on them. It's all part of the old car thing, I guess.
Hey, Henry, you got the occasional piece that doesn't really fit into your collection, like you got a showcase there with some stuff in it. Are you prepared to part with any of the oddball things, perhaps?
Well, maybe some stuff that's in there if you're interested. Yeah.
Let's take a look.
May as well look at what we can buy as what we can't.
Get your hands out of your pockets and in your wallet.
Anything in here we need? I've seen 1,000 CNR lanterns. I've never seen one with a wood handle.
Handle is unusual, isn't it?
Isn't that rare?
Difference between CPR and CNR. Like CNR is not as desirable.
I don't know, you know, I think that's original handle.
Put it this way, I've seen 100 of these, if not 1,000 of them.
I was going to say,
I've never seen a wood handle.
This is pretty rare, huh?
I'm thinking it's an aftermarket, but I'll tell you, the guy that owned it was a smart man, because that's a lot warmer.
Oh yeah, in the winter time, which is about 11 months of the year. I like the case. We've been buying stuff to put in it.
Is that plexi?
No, it's glass.
What do you got into it?
Nothing.
So everything's profit.
You want the case?
Yeah.
Give me 150.
Would you take 100?
125.
Done.
Deal.
Excellent.
Deal.
Now let's fill it up.
Let's do it.
I'm digging.
It's just an empty box. The only appliance especially made for flushing the colon.
Are you having a problem, or?
Look at the size
I don't know.
of that restroom sign, Scott.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's
Texaco.
Texaco really wanted you to come to their station.
Well, it was a registered restroom.
Exactly.
This is a nice old porcelain sign. It's a little sloppy on the back, isn't it? But, man, they did it thick.
It's old, isn't it?
Just the men's, right? You don't have the women's?
No.
Those are cool. There's a market for that because guys that have a garage with a bathroom in it, they want to screw that to the wall of their bathroom. It's their place and they're marking their territory. It's a 60s one, it looks like. Am I wrong?
No.
What would you want for those?
Give me 60 for the pair.
I was going to say 20 on that one.
You're on a pretty low budget here, man.
We are. We're trying to buy low, flip medium, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. I'd almost buy it back from you.
That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Okay, 25 bucks.
Okay, let's do it.
25 bucks.
Yep.
Good.
All right.
I like that one. It's an old one.
Yeah.
I see you got a couple of panes of leaded glass, kind of out of place here. Would you part with them?
I would, yeah.
What would you want for a panel of leaded glass?
You pay $80 a piece for them?
Pay 50 bucks a piece.
I'm running.
I'll tell you what, give me 60 a piece.
Done. Leaded glass I can make some money on. But I'll just take this pair right here, if that's okay. I'll take one pair. Scott's uncomfortable with even me taking them, so why did you buy the leaded glass? Just needed something in the truck that wasn't advertising. If I get shit for buying leaded glass, and I don't say a word when guys buying toilet signs.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I just did.
Look at that, Whizzer gas tank.
Well, that's the start of your bike.
I don't want the
Tank.
bike, but I might want the tank. Now, that would be repainted, obviously.
Yeah.
It was originally burgundy, it had been overpainted, but it was a nice tank, no rust, no dents in it. You can either sell that to a guy that's putting together a Whizzer, because other than the engine, that's the fundamental part you need for your Whizzer bike, or you sell it to somebody that's just gonna stick it on a shelf because it's a real attractive piece. What would you need out of that?
I give you a good deal, 100.
Is that your final offer?
That's it, that's a steal.
Normally, if a guy's got a Whizzer bike, you got a Whizzer there.
You bet, yeah.
Wow. There's not a chance you're buying that tank off.
It's worth $200, so.
Is it?
Yeah.
Done, 100 bucks.
Thank you, sir.
Elephant brand fertilizer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's farming related, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to oil and gas, which is doesn't fit in
Doesn't
with
fit
your
in with my stuff.
So what would you want for that thermometer?
50.
That's what I'd sell it for, right? Yeah.
Give me 40.
I'd give you 30 and put 50 on it, probably end up taking 45 for it.
Give me 35.
Want to go 35?
Keep the ball rolling.
Good. We'll keep the ball rolling.
All right.
We got it.
Do you have an idea what you'd like to get out of these radios? I like this one. It's my Scottish heritage. I got Irish and Scottish in me.
You're a fiery bugger then.
Yeah. If I was to buy the 3 Crosley's a good Canadian company, what would you want for the 3 of them?
Say probably 125 or 30 for that, 100 for this, 70 bucks for that. If you're thinking hard, I can.
I'd go 200 on the 3 of them.
2 1/4.
Let's go check the barn out. I was kind of anxious that we took off out of his prized museum collection to see if we could find some scraps in the barn. What a great barn you got here, Henry.
Isn't it?
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
You got a few things in here. You don't mind if we snoop a little bit here, do you?
No, go ahead.
What if he said no? Would that stop you, Scott?
Nope. Hey, I just see something here. But a blank BC road sign. Weird. Now, what's the story on the brake fluid?
Yeah, it holds a 5-gallon pail.
Let me just pull it off. Oh, so it angles. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's something that would have sat out in front of a service station. Yeah, and then the bucket goes
across here.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Would have sat there with a bucket of oil in the middle of it, and if you needed some oil, you'd pull the bucket out, put it in the car, put it back in there. So what would you want for that?
50, just because it says Ford.
Well, a Ford collector is gonna want that piece. 40?
45.
As long as I got anything off, I was gonna say yes.
Or is there anything else you're gonna do that way too?
Don't tell him your secrets there, Scott.
Now I know how you're thinking.
You got a little fan belt sign at the back. What about it? Oh, it's been bent, this one. This one, somebody's put this stuff on after the fact, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be good for now? Coat rack.
Coat rack or...
Hanging tools on.
And for 20 bucks, I mean, who can go wrong?
You been to a doctor lately?
Let's just put this here for a second here. You got some tins here. Pity about this, eh, Sheldon?
Oh, yeah.
Top of it's woogered.
Yeah.
I know you like this one.
Well, I don't love it, but it's better than your average tin here. But he's got 5 that I consider to be decent tins. The Orman's Limited confectionery tin, the Bluebird tin that's got a beat top, you got the Velvet tin that's okay. This looks like a Dutch peppermint tin. Somebody can screw it into their wall and use it as a mailbox. And you've got the Hudson's Bay tin that's beat on one side. This is a flyer. They've really shot up in value in the right condition. If it was minty, I'd be telling you I'd give you $3.50 for that tin if it was minty, but I might not even be able to sell it. That's the problem. Okay, for the 5 tins, I'd go 100 1/4. That leaves me some room. I might make a bit of money if this turns out to be better than I think it is.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
You deserve it.
Thanks. You know what? We could hit a winner with that Hudson's Bay tin, even in that condition. I think we're done, but I did notice you had a real beater Red Indian tin, and I'd like to buy something Red Indian.
Yeah.
What would you sell me the beater for?
I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you.
You're a gentleman and a scholar. Henry?
That's Scott's favorite transaction of the day.
And let's go back, settle up, and we'll be on our way.
I love guys like Henry. They're out there, they're in the marketplace, they're buying the best of the best.
That's how you pack tins.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how old that piece is, but I'm guessing it's from the 50s.
Hey, Henry, that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed meeting you. You have a great collection, a good eye, and I hope you keep collecting for another 50 years.
Glad you enjoyed it.
And I hope you keep my card, and if you ever decide to sell it, whether one piece at a time or the whole works at once, you call me.
You just keep your money, boy.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you again.
You bet. Have a good trip.
Well, that's some of the best stuff I've ever seen.
What a collection. Oh. Yeah, it was good, and he was a good guy, Henry.
We didn't steal anything. But at least we got some stock that we can make a bit of money on.
We're on our way to Surrey here, Scott. Still on the lower mainland, but we're heading out towards the valley here. Going to see Albert. This should be interesting. Albert's got shipping containers loaded with stuff.
Hopefully he's got a moat, too.
Albert sounds like a fun guy. I think we're going to have some fun here, too.
Okay, it's just up here. There are all the shipping containers over there.
Oh, yeah, this would be the place. Hey, would you be Albert?
That's me.
I'm Sheldon.
Hi, Sheldon. How you doing?
Albert Scott.
How are you doing? How are you? Fine, thanks. Couldn't have brought some better weather.
Welcome to BC.
Liquid sunshine.
So what's the story here? Tell me why you've got shipping containers and everything else.
We've got 20 acres here. If I run out of room, I just buy another container. And I started in '88 with collecting tractors, but at 138 tractors, my wife says, "What's your intention here?" And it all kind of grew from that. So my favorites are coffee grinders, scales, old gully barbershop stuff, lamps. I think those would be classed as the favorites. Okay, come on, guys. I'll show you some lamps and gas pump.
Wow, lots to look at. Holy smokes.
Yikes.
We have over 6,000 items here.
Hey, you got a visible.
Yes.
Somebody's repainted the numbers on it because those numbers aren't original.
No.
What's the story on this barber pole thing?
This is made by Cozens.
Yeah.
About in 1905.
What about your horsies?
If I got rid of these little horses, Grandpa would be in real doo-doo land.
I'm always up for a horsey ride. There's one for you.
Hop on.
Yo! Oh, hee-haw!
Oh, man.
Now,
You sure we can't buy this?
I'm ahead of you, Sheldon.
I always get great fun showing people my stuff. Two Albertans that have entered their second childhood. Here they are.
I'm gonna beat you by a nose.
This is fun. Winner every time.
I just love opening up the doors and showing it to people that appreciate.
Pretty good collection of coal oil lamps there.
There are some incredible lamps here.
Whale oil.
Yeah, that's a very rare lamp, that.
Yeah.
Are you selling lamps or buying lamps?
We're not selling lamps.
This is a good time to be a buyer of lamps because the market is soft.
You can buy a lamp now that used to sell for $350 for $50.
But not for sale means that we got to keep picking. What's this, a tobacco sign you got back here, Albert?
Yeah.
Please tell me you're not the guy that drove the nail through the middle of the picture there.
No, I wouldn't do a thing like that.
You're lying to me.
What would we have to pay for that?
I would say $300. Give me an offer.
If it was mint, flat out mint, it would sell for $300.
I think that's the sort of thing we'd pay, what, 50 bucks for it?
Exactly, and we'd sell it for 100. If it didn't have those big spots right where the tobacco is, then I think we could sell it for 200.
Okay, 75.
The ball is rolling, 75 it is.
75 bucks.
We'll make a few bucks, and we've made a buy. Our foot is in the door firmly. We're going on to the next spot.
I want to show you my little barbershop. These particular chairs, these are 1850s. You want to buy one?
It all depends on price.
Special deal, $3,500.
That's hilarious.
Barbers, they were also dentists, and they were also the bleeders. They had the leeches.
Right. This is the house of pain, in other words, in here.
Uh-huh. I'd like to show you a kit that was used for the dentistry. Here it is, boys.
My wife has one of those boxes with her jewelry in it. It's a portable shop of horrors. It's about a 1920s dental carry-along kit.
Look at this.
Yeah. Imagine that, Sheldon. Here, let me just give it a...
That's all right.
Here's the little quartz, and they would grind that out, and that's the gold they would use to fill the teeth. Oh, we got for the Novocaine.
Oh, the aroma.
It had old, disgusting teeth in it.
Ah!
You know what? Open it up.
You want to bring out the leeches now?
Yeah, would you do that?
That was well used, that kid, too. That traveled a bit.
This was well used.
Albert's showing us his passion. It's really his own personal museum.
Well, thanks for the tour. It was great.
Yeah. Sounds like you got some construction going on here.
Yeah. They're putting roof on the new building just next door here. They're ram setting the sheets of metal on the cross members.
Hey, speaking of sheet metal, what about iron? I see you got a little iron here. Would you sell us some gates?
Sure.
But I really like this piece right here.
These gates here originated from Egypt. And they are 250 years old.
It's kind of hard to say with iron because people leave it outside, it rusts. What would it cost us to buy a piece of iron?
Oh, I'd let you have that for $100.
Any room there?
No room.
I kind of like that piece of iron. I think I got a use for that. I got a buyer for that. I'm going to shake on you.
What? Hey, Sled Central. I could see sled upon sled upon sled upon sled upon sled.
What would it cost us to buy half a dozen? I like sleds, but I'm also testing the waters.
$50 a piece.
Oh! Out! How's $10 a sled?
You want ones with runners on or no runners?
I guess we're out of the sled business.
What I'm looking for is old advertising, general store stuff, countertop displays.
Where'd this cart come from, Albert?
This is from China.
I thought this was a Chinese cart.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's big, it's heavy, and it ain't Canadian.
Yeah.
Here.
It's
Canadian.
There was a lot of stuff in there, but we struck out totally. It's time to move along and get another transaction going, or we're going to lose Albert.
I have a dog sled you might want to take a look at.
I've never had a dog sled, and I'm hoping today's the day to buy one.
Let me show you this dog sled. Now, here is the brake. If he had to stop, he would step on this, and this is the brake.
Wow, is it ever cool. It was wound together with sinew. That's a really Canadian iconic piece. Is that for sale?
Yes, it is. $2,500. That is firm.
This is a beaut.
Now you go.
Onward, Scotty, go!
Albert.
I got the dog sled at an auction. It was unique. You just don't see them around.
What's amazing about it is for the size and scope of it, how light it is.
Light.
Like, look.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing.
It is nice.
I'd love to have it. If I thought we could make money off it, I'd buy it in a heartbeat, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let me show you one of the other sleighs I have.
Now, that's the Volkswagen to this Cadillac, isn't it?
That's right, exactly.
Now, that's not a dog sled. That's a pulling sled.
Yeah, I think so.
This is way heavier than that big one.
I saw somebody had put a piece of wood in and made it into bookshelves.
Price just went up again, never mind. He just about lost the deal.
Okay, I'd like to end up at 100 on it, 150.
I'm sure you would. $200, you got a deal.
Shake his hand. For once, you shake his hand.
All right, 200 it is. Thank you very much.
It is. Got a few items in the house.
Beautiful. We're on our way. Which way do we go? This way or that way?
We're going out that way.
You like the wheeling and the dealing, don't you?
Love it.
Got into the house, and there wasn't a lot in the way of antiques around the place.
Scott and I were looking around, and somebody plays the accordion.
The devil's instrument.
Devil's instrument?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing worse than an accordion.
How can you say that?
That is the finest piece of instrument going.
I always think back to that Far Side cartoon where Mozart's hell was a room full of accordions.
I like the accordion enough for 2 people.
I love accordion playing. I could play all night.
That's great. Fantastic.
Let me show you some real collection of coffee grinders.
Now I'm intrigued. You get coffee mills.
Oh, my Lord. There are a few coffee mills in here I thought you may want to take a look at.
Coffee mills are always good. They're attractive, they're functional. Some are restored, some not. Perfect.
Are these going to be restored, or are they waiting to be restored?
Yeah, slated to get restored.
People buy them for their homes for decorative items. Lots of coffee houses will have one in the background just as a decorative piece. I love them myself.
You can't butcher the 2 on the right, those 2 little ones, by restoring them, right?
Well, especially that middle one. It has all the original decals on it.
I'm thinking we'd better be able to buy at least one of those grinders. What would you want for those 2 little guys?
This particular one, oh, I'd let it go for 100. The middle one, I would want 200.
See, I'm thinking you should come down to 100 on that one. And I'm thinking you should come to 50 on that one.
Yeah, but your thinking's not right.
Well, no, it's right. It's right for me. It may not be right for you, but it's right for me.
Are you questioning his thinking?
Yes, I am. $250 for the 2 of them.
I think we go 200 for the pair.
Yeah.
Love horse trading, love wheeling deal. 2 1/4, we got a deal.
We're
Just
in
a
a
minute.
room full of grinders.
Yes.
Grind!
I'm gonna deal with you. I'm not gonna deal with that.
Forget him. He's playing the game with me now.
It's a matter of principle.
Isn't that a beauty of a cheese cutter?
Yeah. They're not normally this fancy, are they?
No, this has been restored.
What would you need to get for a cheese cutter?
I need about $1,000 for that.
It's gonna cost me $1,000 to cut the cheese.
Well, I think you could do it cheaper than that.
Sheldon pointed out a real nice Star American coffee grinder, totally done to the nuts.
This is a Star number 7.
It's an original piece that's been tarted up, if you will. Looks good in your home, looks good on the store counter, and that's a good piece.
The lid, it's all there. It's complete, restored.
I don't personally like them that way, but there are a lot of other people that do.
We normally don't buy restored stuff, and I'll tell you why. The restoration is expensive. For somebody to do a restoration like that means that they've got more into it than we're prepared to pay for the whole grinder.
This particular grinder it's worth about $2,500.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Scott and I would maybe pay $500 for a piece like that.
I'll cut you guys a deal today on this one.
He wants to start high, and he wants me to undercut him so low that we can chicka and meet in the middle there.
I'll give it to you for $1,500.
He's a wheeler dealer. He's a grinder. If I was a collector, I would say that's a pretty fair offer because it would cost you $1,500, $1,600 to do it.
Okay, $1,000 today.
I think we stretch and go 6.
6?
Yeah. We're going eye to eye and toe to toe.
I prefer to just cut to the chase, but if you want to play that game, I can play it with the best of them.
900.
700.
Doing real horse trading. Yeah. 800, we'll sit it in the middle, and you can have it for 800.
800 before you change your mind, before you change your mind.
I was going to get him to throw something in later, but you already shook on it.
I'm really pleased about that.
That's good. I'm happy about it. It's going to 2 good guys.
We'll make a little bit of money. Doesn't get any better than that.
I think that's a really good price for a couple real usable grinders.
That sled could end up as a coffee table, but it could very well stand up and be a bookcase.
At $75, it's a quick 125 with that Western theme on it.
Good guy, good contact.
I gotta bring him back next time he's got a toothache and we'll do some dentistry on him.
Love it. I won't even charge.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks again.
Come back anytime.
That's some of the best grinding we've done in a long time.
We're going to see Heather, take her a couple items, have them appraised.
I'm really hoping she can tell us some good news on that coffee grinder, because when you get something that's been totally taken out of its original condition and redone, it's always a question of whether at $800 you paid too much. Oh, here it is, right here. Yep. I'll get the coffee mill. You get the tin.
Sounds like a good deal for me.
Both of us know Heather, Scott much more so than I.
I've known him for probably 30 years.
My goodness, this is heavy.
We do appraisals, but we were also on the front lines. Because I have a store, we know what things will bring today. Things just wash in the door.
Well, Heather, we've humped this big coffee grinder in, but I think I'll let you look at the tin first. And I know you've seen that tin before.
Oh, yes, I have. Pauline's Winnipeg Satin Finish Candy. The best part of this tin is the buffalo. It's in about a 6.5 out of 10 condition, and a really, really hard tin to find anywhere now. And this was a tin that wasn't for the home. This was for the general stores.
Right.
You know, so there weren't a whole lot of them.
Yeah, and the nice thing is the wear is not so much on the front, it's on the side.
Yep.
That helps, because if it's on the buffaloes, then you're in trouble.
Now, Scott, you can only see one side at a time anyway.
That's right.
You know, so what the hell? It's pretty good.
Well, we bought it pretty reasonable. What would you need out of that tin?
$25.
Okay.
But I'm sort of interested as to what your view is.
Well, you know, in this condition, I'd give it $150.
That makes me feel good.
You know, it's a hard tin to find. If it was in better nick, $200-300.
Now, I'm even more interested, Heather, in what you think of this coffee mill.
Well, you know, it's a Philadelphia coffee mill, cast iron, weighs a ton. Someone has done a beautiful job of refinishing it. And the problem in that respect is that it's not going to appeal to the real antique collectors because they like them with original paint.
You know me, Heather, I don't usually buy stuff that's been redone.
No, you don't.
But when we had a chance at this for $800, we thought,
oh no, that was a bargain. It really
gotta buy
was,
it.
Yeah. To the designer, a decorator, or a restaurateur, $2,500 would be a bargain.
Wow.
Ka-ching!
Nice to see you
Heather.
again, yeah. Keep hunting.
Hey, that was fantastic. I'm pumped.
That was great.
Let's go. Don't drop it now.
I'm not going to drop it.
Perfect.
Well,
fantastic, partner.
Excellent trip. On our way. I'm always surprised when we do a door knock that anybody even answers the door.
We are a great pair of knockers.
Those apothecary jars are something you just don't see.
Apothecary.
Apothecary.
You can't say apothecary.